Hello my guys, welcome to another episode of the Micro Kicks. So it was a very interesting game last night for Chelsea against Benfica. Right now, Chelsea's shoulders are so high and Chelsea are through to the quarterfinals of the Club World Cup. It was a very interesting game. The weather actually delayed things. The red card to Benfica, the penalty to Chelsea. That was a very interesting match. If you didn't see that game, trust me, you missed a whole lot. You need to go see that highlight and you should see how Chelsea, finally won the game. So it was a very interesting game. Now, that win yesterday, shows that Chelsea has actually made over 48.6 million pounds. Yes, 48.6 million pounds already earned in this Club World Cup. That is more than the amount Chelsea used in buying Delap over to Chelsea. So it was a very important win for Chelsea. Chelsea qualified to the quarterfinal of the Club World Cup, and Chelsea are going to play against Palmeiras, the Brazilian team that has been doing very well, the Brazilian team that has been in the revelation in this competition. So it's going to be a very fantastic game for Chelsea. Chelsea have a pathway to win that game. Face Manchester City in the quarterfinals, in the semi-finals, then potentially facing PSG in the finals. But that's aside. Now let's talk about transfer news. Let's talk about what's really going on with Chelsea transfer news as of today. It's a year we go for Chelsea. For Bynoe Gittens, Chelsea have actually signed Bynoe Gittens. Chelsea will pay a £55 million for Gittens, including add-ons. Chelsea has been going back and forth with the whole Gittens deal. Today we've been having a discussion. Tomorrow we are having inquiry. Next tomorrow we are in negotiation. So it's been back and forth for Gittens. So finally, according to Fabrice Hawkins, Chelsea will pay 55 million for Gittens. So it's a done deal for Chelsea, and I think this is a fantastic deal for me. Yes, I understand Joe Shield are bringing back the Manchester City boys back to Chelsea. But to me, I think this deal is a very nice deal. This is a very fantastic deal for Chelsea. Why? Because of how good Gittens is. If it's 1v1, it's fantastic. If his goal scoring is good, he has Champions League experience. He has played over two to three seasons already, for Borussia Dortmund. He's a guy who understands how to own the left wing. Is a very good talent from the Borussia Dortmund factory again. So trust me, this is a very good deal for Chelsea. Right now the left wing is sealed up for now. Initially in the transfer window, it was Nico Williams, then he went on to Leao, then he went on to Rodrigo. Now we are back to Gittens. But with how the transfer window has been, Chelsea has been more interested and been more serious in this Gittens deal. Let's be honest, because Chelsea put even more effort in this Gittens deal than any other deal. Any other deal with the Rodrigos, with the Nico Williams, those ones has just been speculations all through, right? Chelsea has been so concrete with this deal, for Gittens. And very good. Chelsea have actually sealed this deal, and he will be undergoing medical. I think he has already completed the medical. Come on, he has completed the medical and he will be joining Chelsea, according to Fabrizio Romano. So what they do for Chelsea, I think he's going to cook. I think he's going to play so well. I think he's going to, exceed expectations. For Chelsea to have the boldness to actually let Sancho go. Yes, I know he had issues with salary agreement and everything, but I think this Gittens deal will be a very fantastic deal. He's going to score goals, he's going to create assists. He's going to take that left wing as his own. And trust me, next season, this guy is going to cook. Now, we need someone else to actually play off him. We need someone else to play that is a very versatile player that could play as an attacking midfielder that can also play in the wings. That is why Chelsea needs to go all out to get Mohamed Kudus in. Kudus could play at the right wing. Kudus could play at the left wing. Kudus could play as an attacking midfielder. Kudus can also play as the false nine and also a deep playing midfielder. So trust me, if Chelsea go all out to get Kudus, I think Kudus is really going to cook. Kudus is going to play off him. Any player who goes on injury, Kudus can come in and, cover up and play well. So trust me, I think Kudus can be a player that's going to come into Chelsea and do well. But trust me, this Gittens deal is a very fantastic deal. This Gittens deal is a deal that, trust me, that is really, really going to cook if it comes into Chelsea. Now, apart from the Gittens deal, which other player is Chelsea actually going all out for again? Now, according to Ed Eros, Brighton has rejected 2 bids from 2 clubs in excess of 50 million for Joao Pedro. The second club is believed to be Chelsea. Who else? Who else is Chelsea actually interested in? Which club is interested in Joao Pedro apart from Chelsea and Newcastle? So I don't know what Chelsea are doing, but trust me, I don't think Chelsea should go for this deal. Other clubs like Liverpool and Manchester City are spending money strategically. Look at the player Liverpool just signed. Manchester City has signed Rangers, Manchester City has signed Czechia, Manchester City have planned Noni. They are going for strategic players. Liverpool, Kekes. Liverpool, Florent, they are going for strategic players. Liverpool and Manchester City will not sign a player for 50 million who is not proven. Yes, I'm not saying Joao Pedro is not proven, but he is not at the caliber of the kind of player that is required to play for a club like Chelsea. Let's be honest. That's the fact. Joao Pedro will not guarantee you 20 goals per season. He cannot be a starter for Chelsea. If Chelsea are going for a player that is willing to put Delap on the bench, that is willing to compete with Delap, he has to be a marquee signing. Chelsea needs a marquee. Forget about this old 20-year-old, 21, 22, 20. No, Chelsea needs a marquee signing in attack as well. Somebody that is going to challenge this Delap and put him on the bench if he's not performing very well. In case Jackson leaves, who are we talking about? Chelsea needs Victor Osimhen to come in. Every club is signing a marquee signing. Liverpool just signed a marquee signing in Florent Wirtz. Manchester City are signing marquee signing because Czechia is a marquee signing. Is a player that is coming in to replace De Bruyne. Is a marquee signing. Yes, the price tag might be low, but that is a marquee signing. Chelsea needs to go all out to get a marquee. It's enough of too much inexperience. Joao Pedro, to me, does not fit the Chelsea bill. Is he coming to sit? He's a player that doesn't want to sit on the bench. He has said it that he doesn't want to sit on the bench. Now, according to Emerson Douglas, he said Chelsea are pushing hard for Joao Pedro, which is a bad news for Newcastle. There's also confidence at Chelsea that they are in a better position for this deal. Doesn't make sense to me. I'm not disputing the fact of how good Joao Pedro is. Is he a kind of player that is coming in to put up a challenge with Delap? Is he going to put Delap on the bench? Obviously not. Delap is way, way better than Joao Pedro. So who's going to challenge who? It's crazy. The price tag is insane. Is so inexperienced. He's not a player that can get you 20 goals guaranteed per season in the next 3 seasons. That's not the kind of player Joao Pedro is. I've been very vocal about Joao Pedro coming to Chelsea. He is not the kind of player that can change. He's not the kind of player that can change the game in the Chelsea's attack. Most of the time, he doesn't even start at Brighton. So if a player cannot start at Brighton, is it Chelsea that he wants to come and bench a player like Delap? Doesn't work that way. Who has Joao Pedro impressed in the EPL? Which club has Joao Pedro impressed in the EPL apart from Newcastle? Is there any other club? Has he impressed the like of Manchester City, Arsenal, Liverpool? No. He's not up to that par. He's not up to that level. If he comes, definitely Nkunku is leaving. So is this Nkunku's replacement? Doesn't make sense to me. So I think Chelsea should actually drop this deal. I don't think this deal should actually go through. I think Chelsea should actually let him go. Just let him go, because I don't think this is the kind of player Chelsea need. According to Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea are in active talk and are working on Joao Pedro. They are not giving up, and they are not giving up on this one, and believe he's very interesting player and can cover a lot of position. Yes, he can cover a lot of position, but is he a marquee signing? No. Is he signing him for that amount? That was the same mistake Chelsea made last season by signing João Felix for 50 million. That was the same mistake Chelsea made last season. Now Chelsea are doing the same thing yet again. To me, it doesn't really make sense. Bayern Munich tried to hijack the Gittens deal. According to Fabrizio, he said, I can reveal that Bayern Munich tried to hijack the deal and convince Gittens with important money. The Gittens wanted Chelsea and spoke to Maresca. Yes, that's for a fact. Gittens have always wanted Chelsea, but there was every possibility that he would have gone to Bayern. But I like it when players open their mind, like what Caicedo did when he came to Chelsea. He said he doesn't want to play for any other club. Liverpool were willing to match the deal. Were willing to match the offer. But he said no, he wants to play for Chelsea and Chelsea alone. And this is exactly what is happening right now also with Gittens. He said he wants to play for Chelsea. Initially, Chelsea had this interest in Fofana. I said it initially that Chelsea are trying to distract and make Borussia Dortmund actually be eager to to sell. That was why Chelsea were actually interested in Fofana. Gittens has always been the priority for Chelsea. Let's be honest, always been the priority for Chelsea. Every other deal would have not gone through because of what? The price tag, the salary attached to it, and the negotiations that it would take to get the deal over the line. 55 million is the fee, but that was not the base. That's not the base. I think Chelsea are offering up to 40 million, probably 15 million in add-ons, or 50 million, then 5 million in add-ons. But I don't think Chelsea are going to pay 55 million upfront. Now, what's the next story? Now, according to Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal discussed Noni Madueke internally this week as one of the potential options. No proposal or talks by any club yet. It's an open situation. The only way Madueke can leave Chelsea if Chelsea receive an outrageous amount in offers. If Chelsea receive 50 million from Arsenal, trust me, Madueke is gone. At this point, Chelsea just needs the money. That's just it. But trust me, I'm of the opinion that Madueke should not be sold, because I believe that Estavio Williams needs time to adapt to the English game. He's coming from the Brazilian league. Yes, he's a very good player, but I think he should play as a second fiddle to Cole Palmer, or as a second fiddle to any winger that plays on the right wing. I think Noni Madueke should still stay. Chelsea have Champions League, Chelsea have the Premier League, Chelsea have the Carabao Cup, Chelsea have the FA Cup to play next season. So we have lots of competition to actually field players in. So I am of the opinion that Madueke should stay. This is a very good player. This is a player that scored a hat-trick against Wolves. He's a very good player. He's just off form and not playing well at this moment. Doesn't mean he's not a good player. So I just think he needs time. I just think next season he will do better. Yes, he might see less minutes, but I think he will do better next season. John Duran is set to leave Al Nassr and back to Europe. This is the same player that left Aston Villa and went to Saudi Arabia for the big bag. Now he's coming back again to Europe. And the only thing that is interested is Jose Mourinho Fenerbahce. Chelsea should take a look at this guy, because yes, he went to Saudi, doesn't mean he's not good. This is one of the things I always say about young players going to Saudi at an early age. When you move to Saudi at an early age, coming back to Europe is difficult to be on that higher level again. Players who should go to Saudi are players who are probably approaching 30 or more than 30. Chelsea should look at this deal. John Duran is still a very good player who understands the Premier League, who has played in the Premier League, who has succeeded in the Premier League. I think he should still, be coming back to the Premier League, and Chelsea should be interested in him. Maybe Delap and Duran should compete to be the #1 starting striker for Chelsea, while Nicholas Jackson plays on the wing. That's what I think. That is what I think. So it is what it is for Chelsea. Please let me know your thoughts concerning Gittens. Let me know your thoughts concerning Madueke. Let me know your thoughts concerning Joao Pedro. Do you think, as a Chelsea fan, that you want Joao Pedro to come to Chelsea? Please let me know your thoughts and share your thoughts in the comments. Until I come away again next time, I remain your boy Mike Way. Stay cool. Cheers.